All right, this week we are finally getting the siding started on our front porch project. Stay tuned and see how simple and easy this is to do. All right, so this week we are finally getting our front porch siding put on. So I am once again going to use upholstery tack strip. I had to break down and buy a new package of this because I misplaced the one I had from before. So this is, it's a 1/2 inch wide by 20 yards. It's just a cardboard strip. It's used in upholstery to make a finished edge, like on the back of a couch or a chair. This retails at Joann Fabrics for $12.99, and I had a 50% off coupon, so it was only $6.49. So that was good. So we are going to start marking, and I'm actually going to not use that right here. This section is going to be different. I'm going to start my siding on the front wall, right even with the bottom of the window on both sides, and I think I'll go from the floor up on this side of the door. Well, ooh, I hadn't thought about that part. Now I'm going to do siding all the way up here. I'm just going to put I'm going to put a brick right here. And then this side will be with that and the whole top. So our first thing we need to do is we need to draw a line. I'm going to start on this side. This will be a little easier to do on camera. So first line is going to be a 1/2 inch up from the bottom. And the first one is always the hardest because you don't have anything for your ruler to sit on. Then I want you to go up 3/8 of an inch and draw another line. And then 3/8 of an inch from there. And be careful to line up your ruler. You'll need a clear ruler of some kind to use. I like these quilting rulers, and I've got them because I do a lot of sewing and quilting also. So I've got those around in different sizes. So I'm going to continue that all the way up to here. On this side, I'm going to draw a line right at the bottom of my window, and I'm going to then start over here, because this side I'm going to have my siding go up, and hopefully I'm not getting this straight, so that's wrong. Okay, how not to do this: make sure that your lines are lined up. So this is cut just a little bit. This wall is cut just a little off. That's okay. That will hide when we put the porch on. 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to go on up because I want to get this so it's lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the lines on this and on this side of the door, and when I get that done, I'll come back and I'll show you how to work out this side of the door. Alright, I'm not sure how well that's showing up on camera, but I've got all my lines in. I made a few mistakes, but that's okay. I redrew where they need to be. Now, I'm going to try and put this so you guys can see it and so I can see it. And I have determined that this is going to line up pretty well with that line. So this side I'll fill in the lines there later. Really all I need to do is make sure I'm at 3/8 of an inch on all of these. And I changed rulers to a longer ruler so I can span the entire front of this. So I'm lining up with my line over there. And I'm lining up at 3/8 of an inch on these. So I'm going to continue up to the ceiling of the porch, and then I'll be back. All right, so both walls are marked up to the porch roof. That's as far as I'm going to mark right now. I will mark the remainder of it after I get this part glued on. So we are going to start by gluing the siding to this wall, because the whole wall is going to be covered rather. And I am using Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I like that for things like this. And when you open up your package of tape of this, you're going to lose a chunk because it's glued together. So I'll cut that at that point. Now, the first strip I'm going to line up with the bottom of my wall. I'm going to cut this so that it's pretty close to the right size. This first strip I want to have dry, glue on and have the glue dry pretty thoroughly before I add anything else, because I don't want this first strip to move around on me. It's okay if you don't perfectly match this inside corner. I am going to go all the way to the edge. But what I'm going to do when I get all the siding on, I'm going to cut a really thin, probably an 1/8 by an 1/8 inch piece of strip wood to cover this inside corner. But I want this to line up with the bottom of my wall. And this strip needs to dry. And after that's dry, I'll come back and I'll start putting on the siding. Oh, and by the way, I am going to set something on top of this just to make sure that it stays flat. Really important on that first strip to get everything attached really, really well. So when this glue's dry, I'll be back. Alright, so this has sat overnight and the glue is thoroughly dried. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do most of this off camera, but I'm going to get started on camera. I'm just going to cut strips. And it's okay if they're not perfect, we can fix them later. And we are going to put trim on both corners. So I'm going to run a bead of glue. And I'm going to have to struggle with this because I've got it where you guys can see it. And I'm going to do just that same thing up here. I'll probably do about 6 of them and then put some weight on it, let it dry for an hour or so, come back, do some more. And I'm going to work my way all the way up this wall. And when I get this wall done, I'll come back and we'll move to the next step. Alright, so this wall is all done. I'll trim this off after I know my glue is completely set. But now I need to do the same thing on this wall. And remember, I'm going to put brick here. So I'm not going to put the siding down here. I'm starting my siding even with the bottom of my window. And I put this filler in. I filled it up with some foam core and some craft and some builder's foam so that I don't break my wall when I weight this down to keep that glued down. So I'm just going to continue and fill up the rest of this wall, and when that's done I'll be back and we'll talk about what we're going to do next week. Alright, so I got that part all done. Over the next week I'm going to get the rest of the front walls done and this little side wall and around the back. Let me know either on the comments below or the Facebook page, do you guys want me to do another episode where I show you other types of siding that you could put on your walls? Let me know. Regardless, when we come back, we'll make the brick and hopefully we'll have the paint to paint the lap siding. Thanks for watching. Be sure and check the blog post for more information and photos, and I will talk to you later. Bye.